Thanks for joining us. A controversial member of the Robbinsdale area school board has resigned. Sharon Brooks submitted a letter of resignation to the board minutes before its meeting on Tuesday. The board has censured Brooks twice. Her resignation came as the board was considering a motion to cut her pay and disavow a letter to the editor she wrote to a local newspaper. Board Chair Greta Evans-Becker told CCX News that they will likely appoint someone to finish out her term. The process to make that appointment is unclear, and the board will revisit the issue at its next meeting. The Robbinsdale School District is also continuing to grapple with budget problems ahead of the next school year. That means cuts to district programming could be on the way. The district has a $21 million budget shortfall. It's due in part to an accounting error that district officials discovered in November. Now, district staff is recommending about $900,000 in cuts to educational programs. That includes elimination of the district's fourth grade orchestra classes. The board is also considering cutting the district's IB programs, but that is far from certain.
I think that's it. For the amount of money, it's a lot of pain for this much money that we're saving.
IB programs are offered at 3 schools in the district, including Cooper High School. The board is expecting to revisit the issue in 2 weeks. An arrest warrant is out for a Crystal man who is now charged in a deadly crash last fall in Minneapolis near the Robbinsdale border. 21-year-old Kwan Gray Pierce is charged with 2 counts of criminal vehicular homicide. According to a criminal complaint filed this week, a 19-year-old passenger in the back seat was killed when the Ford Taurus Gray Pierce was driving, struck a tree and light pole before flipping on its roof. Traffic cameras show the vehicle running multiple stop signs. Data obtained from the car indicates Gray Pierce was traveling 106 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, 76 miles per hour above the speed limit. A passenger in the front seat was able to survive the crash. The complaint says Gray Pierce fled the scene and police are still looking for him. It was a big night for the Maple Grove Fire Department. 3 members of the fire department received promotions to chief positions, while 4 new members took the oath of office Monday night. The promoted firefighters all have at least 15 years of experience with the department, while the new firefighters went through 18 months of training. Interim Chief Charlie Thompson says the new hires and promotions will give the department a better level of operational readiness. A Brooklyn Park business owner is the inaugural recipient of a Community Impact Award. Reporter Emily Haugen shares what that award means to the winner and his community.
We've still got 15 minutes before we close it.
One thing's for sure, Roger Backstrom keeps busy. Ask anyone, including him.
Owning a restaurant, of course, requires a lot of attention and time. It's something I love to do.
He's the owner of Godfather's Pizza in Brooklyn Park, curator of the world's largest smelt fry, and a big supporter of the area's youth.
And it has just filled my heart with a great deal of satisfaction, joy, and just feeling like I belong someplace.
So much so, he was recognized for his support last week with Foundation Elevation's 2024 Community Impact Award.
Stories and stories about his different donations and support and the time that he donates in community, his volunteering, his impact is so powerful, and he helps a lot of people.
This is the award's first year. Foundation Elevation owner Katie Flanagan says Backstrom was the perfect first candidate.
He's really an inspiration and just a really good person to be around.
But Backstrom says he's following in the footsteps of so many great leaders.
You just can't imagine the amount of joy and the amount of connection you can feel and just the amount of satisfaction of knowing you're doing something positive to make the community where you live a better place to work, live, or play. Want like 6?
Behind the counter at Godfather's, Backstrom focuses on nostalgia and connection.
I appreciate it.
In that work, he uplifts the city's future. In Brooklyn Park, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
You can stop by to congratulate Backstrom at his Godfather's location on Unity Avenue in Brooklyn Park. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Park has a new restaurant, a place where you can eat breakfast, enjoy a margarita, and taste food from several different regions of the world. In this edition of Takeout Tuesday, we take you inside Reyes Restaurant, Bar, and Breakfast.
So it is called Reyes Restaurant, Bar, and Breakfast.
Reyes Restaurant in Brooklyn Park certainly looks like a Mexican restaurant, but it doesn't quite fall into that category.
The previous ownership, it was a Mexican restaurant. Now, Carlos, who was the manager of the previous restaurant, so he took over and changed the entire concept of the restaurant.
Ricardo Diaz is serving as a translator to Carlos Mencia, who bought the restaurant and revamped it after El Loro closed in September.
New floor, everything basically inside, it is absolutely new. We renew pretty much 100% of the interior.
The new restaurant called for a new menu, and yes, you'll certainly find items here with a Central American flair, like tacos and plantains and yuca fries. But from 9 to 1, this is a breakfast spot, with cuisine like pancakes and eggs to get the day started.
Absolutely, it was a need in the community in Brooklyn Park area, because there is no other places with for breakfast here.
And there's no other place where you'll also find a wide assortment of Italian cuisine. In addition to all the Latin American dishes, you'll find pasta, soup, and breadsticks.
So we wanted to give them a variety of opportunity, options for customers to decide what they feel like. And then coming to one place, they can also feel like, there is rich in culture, rich in food, rich in the options that they can select.
Barbacoa, carne.
Ultimately, Reyes is a restaurant centered around variety, and the hope is that families will come in to support this family-owned establishment.
And they're very friendly, and they can definitely make your day better after you visit the Reyes Bar.
In addition to dining in, the restaurant also offers pickup and delivery options.